Hello, my name is Vicky. I'm a speech and language therapist, and today I'm going to talk to you about selective mutism. So selective mutism is a condition that you may have heard of before. It's considered a phobia, and we're going to talk a little bit about what it is, how it's diagnosed, and also some of the intervention methods that might be used if a child is diagnosed with selective mutism. An introduction to selective mutism. What is it? So it is an anxiety disorder that prevents children from speaking in certain situations. So it's a phobia. This is important to note because the name selective mutism can be misleading and can lead people to think that a child who has this diagnosis is intentionally not speaking. It's important also to note that the child is able to speak freely at certain times. And the DSM-5 provides a fuller definition. So we're going to take a look at that. So it defines it as consistent failure to speak in specific social situations where speaking is expected, despite speaking in other situations. So the selective part of selective mutism refers to the different situations in which the child feels comfortable to speak, and other situations in which the child is almost frozen and unable to speak. And that contrast is very important, that there are specific environments where the child will speak, or situations where the child can and does speak, and situations where the child can't speak at all. And there's more from the DSM-5. So the failure to speak will have persisted from at least a month and does not include the first month at a new setting. It's not due to unfamiliarity or discomfort with the spoken language that's required in that setting, and it can't be better accounted for by other communication disorders like stuttering or autism spectrum disorders. And children with this disorder may use nonverbal means to communicate. They may be willing or eager to perform or engage if speech is not required. They do not initiate or reciprocally respond when spoken to by others. And children with selective mutism want to speak but are unable to. They become afraid of the act of speaking. They become increasingly wary of potential speaking situations, and then they learn to avoid distress by avoid those speaking situations. And this is a way of retaining control. And they become increasingly invisible so that they don't draw attention and people don't ask them questions. And then they may worry that people don't speak to them after that, without being aware that this is caused by their own avoidance of the situation. And this eventually affects their self-esteem, and this continues in a cycle.